busy world, we often find ourselves in the line at the drive-thru or heating up that microwave dinner. But did you know that a lot of these processed foods are wreaking havoc on our body? And I'm not just talking about the scale and our waistline. They could actually be contributing to things like fatigue and inflammation, amongst other things, maybe chronic pain. So we asked Stephanie Espinoza to come in to talk to us about it. Stephanie, you're a registered dietitian as well as a nutritionist, and processed foods are doing crazy things to our body that a lot of us might not even realize.
Well, inflammation is a natural defense mechanism that our body has. Like if you get a cut, you can feel it, you can see it, you touch it, it's warm. But chronic inflammation is inside of us. It's inside our inside our cells, and that's wreaking havoc in our bodies.
You know, you've got here a whole spread here of different types of food. So we've got whole foods on one side and processed foods on the other side. So let's very specifically talk about processed foods and what it is they do to our bodies and how they cause things like inflammation and actually could be contributing to, again, more than just weight gain, but serious diseases.
The biggest reason that I feel that I'm here today is because diet has surpassed alcohol and tobacco as a leading cause of death worldwide. 1 in 5 deaths are related to poor diet, and inflammation is caused by processing of our foods. And so the processed oils, the processed flours, sugars that are in our processed foods are increasing the inflammation. They're highly inflammatory.
And what is it, Steph? Is it just that our bodies can't process the chemicals? Is that what it is?
Well, it's the chemicals. When you look at things like whole grains, you know, grains have gotten a really bad rap, but our bodies are used to eating whole grains because, you know, over time we evolve very slowly. Processed foods has come into our diet in the last 30 years, and our systems are not used to that. And it's the chemicals, and it's the way that those components are processed, the oils and the flours and the sugars that are disrupting the normal cell processes.
You know, we've been talking about this, and I very publicly on my Facebook page shared some of my struggles with Hashimoto's. And when I completely changed my diet, it changed the way I feel. So let's talk about real quickly, because we're running out of time, some of the good choices that people can make.
Fruits and vegetables at the top of the list. I know that's something that everybody kind of rolls their eyes at, but that has the nutrition in it. It has the phytochemicals that reduce inflammation. These foods increase inflammation. These foods reduce inflammation. I want to point out nuts and seeds, legumes, and then the whole grains as well as the fruits and vegetables are really important in decreasing inflammation in our diets.
And when it comes to choosing meat, how important is it to pick something like grass-fed, for example?
I think that's really important. There's a lot of things that go into making our meat that, like I said earlier, our bodies aren't used to. Our bodies have evolved over time on grass-fed meats, and that's as opposed to processed meats.
Okay, we've got so much to talk to you about. Real
Yes,
quickly,
we do.
nutritionpro.net is where people can find you. Will you come back and have more discussions?
I would love to come
this?
back.
Okay.
There's about 20 topics we could talk about just on this table alone.
So we'll bring you back. Thanks, Steph, for the conversation. It's really good to talk about this at your dinner table and you're in your kitchen. We'll be right back with more Good Morning Arizona.